Assalamu alaikum students. I hope you are doing well with your studies. So far we have done much with present perfect tense, but some of the concepts are still left which I will cover in this lecture number 3. So students, up till now I have discussed present perfect tense with you, present perfect tense with ever and never, contractions used in present perfect tense. But the most important concept which is left, it is present perfect tense with for and since. So we must know when to use for and when to use since in the present perfect tense. I will cover this concept in this lecture. This concept I have taken from textbook page number 173, and the same exercise is given in the workbook on page number 158 and 159. Concept is present perfect with for and since. This is a very important concept and there is a very small difference in using for and since in the sentence. Sentence will remain the same, that is present perfect tense means we are using has, have with the third form of verb. Now the first one is use of for, where we have to use for. It is used with an amount of time or space. The amount of time could be seconds, minutes, hours, days, months, or even years. The amount of time does not need to be exact. So from all these points, we come to know that we are using for with the sentence in which the exact time is not mentioned. Time is mentioned, but the exact time, exact location, exact figure is not given. Now the use of since. It is the opposite of for. Since is used to refer to a point of time. Since can refer to a point after a specific time or event in the past. It means since is used in the sentence in which something has been happened in the past but exact time is given. So there is a small difference of time in the sentence where exact time is not mentioned, we use for. And for the sentences where exact time is given, we use since. Now students, what you have to do, go to your page number 158, 159 of workbook and do the related exercises. I have written down this concept like this. You can see in this slide, I have written the whole way of writing a sentence. Number one, we use subject, then has or have, then past participle, which means third form of verb, and then for and since. I have taken two sentences of the same type, but for and since have been used differently. For example, I have lived here for 10 years. I have lived here since 1996. Now the time is given differently. In the first sentence, 10 years are given. It can be any 10 years, right? It can be from 1990 to 2000. It can be from 2000 to 2010. So we are not sure about the time. So we are using for with this time period. In the second sentence, exact time is given, which is 1996. So we are using since in this sentence. I have taken out some time zones, time expressions for which we will use for and since. As the question says, complete these time expressions and time clauses with for or since. Number one, 3 days. It can be any 3 days. So we will use for 3 days. Second one, 3 o'clock. Exact time is given. So we will use since 3 o'clock. Number 3, a long time. Time is not exact. So we will use for a long time. Fourth one, a moment. Moment can be any moment. It is not specific. So we will use for a moment. Fifth, last month. Last month is exact. So we will use since last month. Number 6, a month. It can be any month. So we will use for a month. Number 7, dash he was a boy. Since he was a boy. Number 8, 1988. As exact year is given, so we will use since in number 8. So it will become since 1988. Now students, I am giving you this exercise of 6 sentences. You have to do it by yourself on your notebooks. Complete each sentence with for or since. You have to use the concept of for or since and then use it in the blanks accordingly. Sometimes students mix these two concepts, means they don't understand where to use which form of verb. So I have made slides of these two concepts. This concept is also given on page number 181 of textbook and on page number 166 to 167 of workbook. In present perfect tense, as we are already discussing about it, present perfect tense we use has, have with third form of verb. For example, you have taken my book. I have taken examples of the same type. For the present perfect tense, you have taken my book. Have is used with you and taken is the third form of take. So the sentence will be you have taken my book. For the simple past, use of second form of verb only. We don't use has or have and we don't use third form of verb. We just use the past form of verb, which is second form of verb. For example, you took my book. Here, took is the second form of verb and it is used in the sentence which is showing simple past. So there is a difference between present perfect tense and simple past. Present perfect tense means something happened in the past but it is continuing in the present. That's why it is known as present perfect. Simple past means something has happened in the past. It is gone now. This is a kind of exercise but is also showing definitions of these two tenses. Question is, which tense is used with the following sentences? Number 1, action beginning in the past and still continuing. Means action has begun in the past but it is still continuing. So it is showing present perfect tense. Yes, from the two options, you will use present perfect tense. Question number 2, action finished in the past. Action has been done. It does not have to do anything with the present. So it is showing simple past tense. Third one, result of an action in the past is important in the present. If you are talking present and past side by side, it means you are talking about present perfect tense. Again, the option will be present perfect tense. Now students, what you have to do, go to page number 166 and 167 of your workbook where there are some sentences given. You have to choose where to use the present perfect tense and where to use the simple past tense. For more videos and updates, please subscribe our channel at YouTube and do visit this link which is given below.